So this is my tour of the world's plate boundaries, and where people
Side effects of living there are, like earthquakes and things like that. So our first place is Reykjavik in Iceland. It's a oceanic plate divergent. The island is actually getting bigger because the two plates are spreading apart, causing more land to form. In the city, I'm just showing the buildings here. They have problems with earthquakes. There's some volcanoes, and that's pretty much it for that boundary. It is the Eurasian and North American plate sliding away from each other that created Iceland. The next one is Chile. It is a continental oceanic convergent, which creates mountains in the ocean since it's offshore. This is the capital of Chile, Santiago. Again, I'm showing the city part just to show that people do live here. It is the Nazca plate and South American plate that are sliding towards each other. The Nazca plate is going underneath the South American plate, so they actually aren't creating any mountains. They have problems with earthquakes, and that's about it. The Kathmandu Mountains, obviously, is the side effect is the mountains. It is the Arabian and African plate coming convergent, so it's continental convergent. Instead of one going under the other, both of them collided and they started to rise up, creating the Kathmandu mountains. Their side effects are earthquakes and high mountains. There could be some volcanoes scattered around, but there's not a lot. This is just showing you the topographical part. The next is Auckland, New Zealand. This is a oceanic convergent. New Zealand is a volcanic island made. It's between the Pacific and Australian plate. They have volcanoes and earthquakes, mostly because the island is pretty much a bunch of volcanoes put together. Showing you the city. This is not the capital. The capital is Wellington, and that's farther down. But this is a big city, and this is just an example of people living here. Next is Nairobi, which I think is in Africa. Come on. Okay. Africa. It's the Rift Valley, where I don't know if this is the one where the hot springs are, but this is a Rift Valley. What I'm showing here is not the Rift Valley. Obviously, it's a city near it. I couldn't find it on Google Earth, so I showed you the city that was near it. That I looked up and told me it was close by. It's a continental divergent, which causes the rift, or the big hole. It's like the Grand Canyon, pretty much. The problem here is mostly earthquakes. There's some lava coming up in the rift, but that's what causes the hot springs. They don't have a problem with that near the city. Next is San Francisco, California. I think everyone knows this, but their problem is they have a transform boundary or a slip fault. The pretty much only problem here is they have really big earthquakes due to the grinding between the Juan Duca plate and the North American plate. It's a continental oceanic transform, and this is the capital. No, it's not the capital, but it's a big city. And right off to the left, as we zoom out, is where the fault line is. It's right on this coast somewhere. The next place I'm going to show you is Hudson, New York. This is near the Andes Mountains, and this is a city that I found that was near it. This is a continental convergent. Causes earthquakes, and that's the only problem they have. It's part of the Andes Mountains. However, it's only the North American plate. So they were either volcanic at one time, or I don't actually know what else. But that's part of the mountains over there, or at least a small mountain, maybe just a hill. And that's my presentation of the world's continental boundaries and where the people live near them.